G'day everyone, welcome to another edition of Mailbag, and I've got a parcel here, so let's open it up. Okay, big parcel. Holy crap, there is a lot of stuff in here. So we've got what this is, possibly a filter of some sort. Touchable. What else is here? JP8 VCF. Has to be. What else is here? VCZIII VCF. Wow. What else is here? Slowsines. Interesting. Love the packaging. And there's one more thing over here. Lazer Phazer. Wow, this is very interesting. Okay, anything else in here? I think that's it. So the big box can go. There's going to be a lot of videos coming up, but let's just get everything that was in the box into view. So there's those things, and I'll just move them aside as we find more room here. Okay, there it is. Shall we start with, let's move all this stuff out the way. Shall we start with the phaser? You know him, you know it. Oh, this is exciting. I love phasers. Okay. I'm gonna have to move all this gear out the way. Okay, we've got a couple of ribbon cables with this one. Interesting. And wow. Just empty paper and box now. But that, there it is. That's beautiful. That is a beautiful thing. Let's zoom in on this. Alright, let's just have a look at, before we plug it in, of course, we always have a look. We've got this resonance control here. The thing to notice, I guess, is that it's got two hemispheres, right? So this dotted line down the middle definitely looks to me, I haven't read anything yet, so when I'm talking now, it's without any knowledge about what this product is. When I go to plug it in, I'll have a quick read, and obviously it'd be more information, but this is just a quick first impression. Two hemispheres, looks to me like two individual phaser circuits here. We've got a resonance control, slow fast switch, the rate intensity, and we've got two attenuators for level in, which is audio, and CV, which is CV control, and then you've got your output. Okay, and then you've also got exactly the same thing on the right hand side, but in the middle you've got this switch which links 2 to 1. So we're going to check that out. So that is cool. Wondering why we had two cables, or two, it's actually one. I'll show you the cable in a sec, but it actually requires two separate power connectors. So you've got actually two separate phaser circuit boards. You can see they're actually completely separate, and if you look down the middle there, you can see they're separate. Alright, so this cable is like a wire adapter, so you would connect them up, and they're keyed, so you can only plug them in one way. So you would connect them up like this. And the beauty of that means you've only got to plug one thing into your bus board to power the phaser. Fantastic. Alright, let's plug it in and listen to it. Hey guys, don't forget the Mailbag videos are a first-hand look of the devices once I get them and open them up and have a little play with them. Just like as if you got something new the first time you're looking at it, you're checking the menu out, you're trying out the features. That's what this is. Not a full review, so let's go check it out. All right, let's have a little look at, I'm just gonna say hi because I'm just letting you know that I'm here. I'll just take myself off. Let's have a little look at the features that are mentioned here in the manual about the Lazer Phazer. So let's get stuck into the features. Here it is in the manual, it shows you. Okay, so I'm referring to this. You guys can screenshot that or pause that if you want. The link 2-to-1 switch. When you turn on the link 2-to-1, the LFO on the right will be disconnected. Okay, so that's the first one. So let's try that. So turn it on and let's see with the LFO. So it's basically the purpose of this switch is to share the LFO rate on 1 with both phases. Okay, that's the first one. The second one is if no jack is inserted into the in2 signal in on the right, the left side audio is routed to the right side. So you should be able to hear. So another thing I guess you could do with this as well, you could actually set this up as a stereo phaser. So instead of me connecting this up with one output and it's a mono output, what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this up with 2 stereo outputs, and I'm going to take this output here and patch it into the eurorack modules. Remember too that I've only just got one input there, so I've just made a nice little phaser stereo effect. It almost sounds like it's panning, but it's not. It's just because I've set these rates different and the intensity and the resonance all different, and the levels are about the same. I know they don't look the same here, but I'm looking at the meter. I'm looking at the meter on my mixer and it looks about the same. So there would be some sort of attenuation going on inside that would make that different. Alright, what we're going to do now is we're going to do a 16 stage phaser. So what you do is you start with one input, then you send the output 1 into the input 2, and then the output 2 just becomes your mono output. And then we should get a 16 stage phaser. And I guess you will see this more if you have a slow and a fast. So what I want to do is I want to go fast on the left into slow on the right and see what happens here. Pretty cool. Let's talk about the internal rate sine wave LFOs that are in this. They are, well, I should say, they have a range of 4.7 megahertz down to 25 hertz. So let's say 210 seconds to 40 milliseconds. Now, don't forget, that is going from the slowest, which is, let's just go back to our single phaser so we can show you this. This is going to be the slowest here. We'll get it sort of intense so you can hear it. So that's going to take 3.5 minutes, right? All the way to the fastest, which will be 40 milliseconds. Pretty cool. Incidentally, the slow and the fast switches will set the range. The slow will go from 4.7 megahertz, 210 seconds, to 0.625 hertz or 1.4 seconds. So let's just listen to that slow. Now on the fast, we're going from 6 seconds, which is 183 millihertz, all the way up to 25 hertz. So 183 millihertz is 6 seconds. So you can see there's an overlap, and then obviously we've got that really fast 40 milliseconds, 25 hertz rate. Okay. Oh, the other thing you would have noticed in the demo Noodling, I plugged in an LFO from something else, and you can see that LFO running on Mailbag data here, and it's a triangle stepped LFO. And if I plug that LFO into the CV1 input or the CV2 input, right? So they're basically the same thing. That will disconnect the LFO internally, but not quite. So what happens, I've noticed, is in the manual it says this, right? CV1 and CV2 are inputs for external modulation, which is 0 to 5 volts pp. Level CV1 and level CV2 are the attenuators for external modulation. If no jack is inserted, the CV1 level and CV2 level will act as a resonant offset. Interesting. We'll check that out in a sec, but intensity controls and CV level controls are mixed, so you can apply both modulations at the same time. Right. This is really interesting. So now you'll notice that's the internal LFO. If I turn the intensity off, technically nothing happening. Now I can use the external LFO. Let's mix them. That is actually really cool. It's, in a way, you've actually got two LFOs beating against each other in the phaser, and that is actually a super cool modulation effect that you can, I never actually knew this thing had. So changing the rate here will still work with the intensity knob and a CV modulation source coming in. Another thing you can do is you can actually send like a gate step into this as well, and it'll kind of pulse it. We could try that. We can do that with a Pamela's new workout, so let's try that out. So this is, you can see that's the pulse coming through here. Well, if you haven't worked out, there's a whole stack of other modules that I've unboxed in the start of this video, and the next one is going to be part 2, and that will be the VCZIII VCF, which is the filter, and then the others will follow suit, part 3, part 4, etc, etc. So they'll come out probably once a week, so do subscribe to the channel, make sure you've got the notification bell ticked, and please give us a thumbs up. See you later.